able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered, they still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Brings up second and goal at the Vikings.
So they'll try again with Anderson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1.
6-yard gain.
3 tight ends up front here. Third and goal. They'll try and run to the wide side with Anderson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Detroit back in possession of the football. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Coming right, this is Anderson on the toss. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Detroit getting set to go now. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
141 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. First down, here's the run with Anderson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
They'll try and run to the wide side with Anderson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. This 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Toss play. This is Anderson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. What a great play there. 70 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes?
So out now come the Lions. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And they've gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come after this.
And now the rookie's free. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So it's a high five for that one. His 5th rushing touchdown of the game as he draws ever nearer to potentially making a run at an NFL record. It's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness.
An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. And that now 6 rushing touchdowns for him. And that ties him with Alvin Kamara, who on Christmas Day of 2020 also went for 6 touchdowns. And this is quickly turning into one of the great individual performances in NFL history. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Another toe here for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Anderson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Yet another touchdown run for him, and this one is going to put his name in the NFL record books. He's now set the new... Home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They start the drive with Anderson. There he goes, right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
Oh, I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating. Even better.
Collins. We in Miami and we ballin'. She let dollar pull up, bitch, we mobbin'. Every time I'm in the city, we be locked in. Ay, locked in. Ball harbor, take you shopping. Nikki Beach, we in the water. Free up, make it hotter. 2 a.m., we ended up at Live. 3 a.m., we like Pope. And 4 a.m. and I know which girls I'm taking home. Make our own, we don't follow the trends. 100 on our own expense. Only live once, so we so. Let's take. Don't miss. Pour them all out, then reload it. More drinks, more sips. More time getting spent on text. More things that I gotta confess. Let's be honest for once and own it. Lose ourselves and live in the moment. When they doubt, we just show them. Private plane, we just rolling.
Welcome back, everyone, to Northwest Stadium, just outside our nation's capital. We're in quarter number 2, and it's the Lions who are in possession of the football. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They find some open field here. How about this? He's to the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. And his stellar campaign continues. That now his 20th rushing touchdown on the year, a number that very few running backs have ever reached in a single NFL season. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. They toss it left side to Anderson. Get this one across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They run it again with Anderson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Getting the call is Anderson running left. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning.